Welcome to Morons Mince Movies. I am your host, Moron. Achoo!
But if there can be no arrangement, then we are at an impasse.
I'm afraid so. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains.
You're that smart.
Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Yes?
Morons.
Really?
100%. That would have happened to me.
Can we please edit
this universe?
the creature just ripping Oobla out? I don't know if that's a possibility.
I am your host, Morons Mince, and I'm here with my
Is that real?
fellow morons.
Is that real sneeze?
I gotta do the intro. Ublester Peñalosa II and Akam Silent Pussy Arturo.
Because of the cat. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, because of the cat. Because of the cat.
I love
and
it.
today we are missing A Quiet Place, Day 1. That's right. We have to be very quiet. We have to do this review as quietly as possible.
That'd be funny.
I was trying to do that and you guys fucked it up.
No, you would have been dead already, man. Whispering doesn't work.
No.
You have to be near open
only
water.
if it's raining. If it's
or
raining,
flames.
Our audience is very
Anyways.
confused right now.
Yes, we are mincing A Quiet Place Day 1. Our friend Arturo just came from it. Like,
Literally.
just watched
Recently.
it maybe like a half an hour or so
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
I drove from the theater here.
Yes,
Well, I
yes,
picked up
yes.
pizza on the way, and
did.
spoiler alert, there's a reason why.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, this is a prequel to the Quiet Place franchise.
Yeah.
This is taking place on, as it says, Day 1 of when
Day
these
one.
aliens, who I still don't know what they're called or anything like that, invade Earth and so on. Starting Lupita Nyong'o. And who's the other guy's name?
Joseph Quinn.
No.
Joseph Quinn, is that it?
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
it?
yeah,
Oh,
Eric.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's the other semi-main character.
Many of you
in
may
this.
know him from
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things. He was
Season-
Eddie. He was that guy with the horns.
Okay. I did not
You
recognize
didn't
him.
recognize him?
No.
Yeah, he had the longer hair.
I'm
He was,
it's also, I would assume because he's playing his ethnicity, he's British.
oh, is he British in
yeah.
real life?
Yeah, well,
Oh. didn't know that.
Americans can't do British accents. So usually when I hear a British accent, they must be
Oobla,
British.
do your British accent.
There's very few.
Hello, mate. I'll get a bottle of water.
This is why they don't cast American or Latinos to do British accents. Anyways,
Tuesday, isn't it? Ain't it?
scroll up, Noah. I just want to say who directed this movie.
Actually, I don't know.
Michael Zamoski. Michael Zamoski.
Sarnoski?
Zamoski.
Sarnoski.
Yes. Sarnoski. Yes.
Oh,
No,
it looks like
I've never heard
Samosky
of-
from here.
It does.
That's an R.
not directed by John Krasinski, who directed the last two and wrote
Correct.
the last two, but I think he co-wrote this one as
he's
well.
right.
Yes, he did. He was
Sure
a
he was
writer,
involved.
yeah.
I'm sure he was involved.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's
let's get into it.
Yes.
General thoughts.
I enjoyed myself with this movie. I had some nitpicks, but the anxiety was definitely there. It was an interesting take on the whole attack on New York. I wish they would have picked a different city. I feel like New York and LA have been done, but still, I have my reservations, but it's not a bad grade. It's a passing grade for me.
I this movie was fine. There was a lot. I had a lot of moments where I was just like, "Why are they doing this?"
That's with every movie, though.
Like
Fucking every scary movie.
But it's just, it was just there were too many moments where I felt like that, and I love animals, I love animals, but the cat in this movie was just. The movie was asking too much of me to believe about this cat.
I have something that might solve that for you.
I felt that I was just like, God damn it! Like,
I have something that might solve
this
that for
cat shouldn't be in this movie.
Yeah.
It's just they were asking just way too much. I do think that in terms of the thrills, it does a good job. When the aliens are attacking, you get into it. I mean, that's always been a good part of this franchise, and you get those the dynamics of when it's very quiet because everyone has to be quiet, right? That's the whole premise of this franchise. And then the aliens attack, you get that loudness and it startles you really well. So all of that was good. And cinematography wise, it's a well-made movie. You can
the
tell
acting was great.
the acting was good. The acting was fine. But I would say like the story needed a lot of work, and at the end of it, I just felt like, well, this wasn't any better than the other movies, and I don't think it was even as good. I think it was just like I came out of it
was
feeling just like, all right.
Okay.
You know,
not
it
not
wasn't-
every movie has to
Yeah.
blow you away.
when the first movie came out, it was a very unique premise,
Yes.
and it was actually one. It actually made my top 10 the
Really?
year that it came out.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I think it
That's
was
high
number
praise.
10 actually.
Wow.
I really enjoyed the first movie, and I even thought the second movie was just as
I don't
good.
think I ever saw part 2.
You never saw part 2?
Really?
Oh, it's really good. I recommend the second one. I don't know
But
if
you missed the connections in this movie.
Were there
there
connections?
are no connections.
This
What
is
are the
day one.
connections? What are they?
you kidding me?
Where? When? No.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I don't want to butcher it.
Nobody from the
Yes,
original.
from the second film.
Who?
He was the leader of the village.
The one who had his little kid.
Jimon Hansu.
Oh, that I don't
Digimon.
remember him.
Oh, Digimon Hanasu. Hanso.
I don't know how to
so
pronounce
sorry.
it. I'm sorry.
But,
yeah, he was in the second one. He was the leader of the
He is?
village.
Damn, I do not
Yes.
remember him. I do not
Oh.
remember. I need to rewatch it, I guess.
Well, see,
Apparently.
that didn't take away from this one though. Like
No, it was
didn't
just
feel
a
like I
cool
lost.
thing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a cool like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
But it didn't take away from the movie. So if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2,
Yeah, you don't really
feel
need
like
to
you
watch
really
it.
have to watch those.
But
This is day 1.
I
Yeah.
was curious as to whether or not. Back to I guess starting with my general
Go
thoughts.
for it.
Oh yeah.
Since I just speak.
We got
Fuckers.
digressed. We got
Assholes.
digressed. You're the one who distracted us. Don't get mad at us.
Yeah, I was wondering too of whether or not how much it would bleed into the other films, whether or not there was going to be some
Yeah.
references or here and that. But it was very much standalone, and I had a great fucking time with this movie, man. I thought it played the suspense really well. My theater was eerily quiet. You felt the fear in it, which I love because it only adds to it. Because I saw a lot of youngsters go in, and sometimes, unfortunately, people are talking or they're on their phones, and in this case, everyone was like glued to the screen, and it really built that anticipation. And I thought all the moments that had the emotional weight were done so well. I mean, Lupita's acting, holy shit, and just the crying on command, like it was so raw and so palpable. You felt the tension. I have my nitpicks as well.
Okay.
Funny enough, there are some things with the cat, which I guess we'll get into, or we could just discuss
Yeah.
now. I don't know.
Oh, let's
But
go
I
in
have
order.
met quiet cats.
Yeah, I mean,
So we'll get into that.
I guess spoilers from here on out. Well, let's get it.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of the synopsis here. What's going on with Lupita's character?
Yes.
So she's a cancer patient. She's in hospice
hospice.
care.
Yeah.
It starts out with them in hospice. She's doing a little meeting, and she's kind of. Sort of
Over it.
over it. And yeah, I mean,
done.
she's a terminal patient, right?
Checked
She's
out.
going to die at
Yep.
some point. And yeah, she kind of doesn't care, and they sort of kind of lifts her spirits in that this trip into the city is suggested to go to a show, and she thinks like, oh, I guess
As long as we get pizza.
as long as we get pizza,
she's
you
against
end
it
up
at
learning.
first.
Yeah, because she was like thinking, we're gonna go see some shitty show, and
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yep.
But you end up learning later in the movie that she has, this connection with the pizza because of her father. Father was a musician. After the shows, they would go get pizza at this one pizza place, and she was hoping, well, I'm gonna go get
Patsy's.
pizza. Yeah, at Patsy's, exactly. I want to go get pizza, and that'll be one of the last things I do before I die. So that's kind of her whole thing. Why this kind of gets started. And then
shit fucking happens. The one day they go into the city.
Yeah.
Like, that's when
Yep.
everything fucking like.
Yeah.
And then that's when
Yeah.
the aliens, and you don't really get much of a warning. I mean, you kind of just
There's some signs.
That's
There's-
what I,
there's
no,
some
that's what I
signs.
loved because that's how
Yeah,
it
that
kind
was
of.
kinda
I
cool.
mean,
Yeah.
But there was some.
like realistically, it could happen like that.
Right,
We
exactly.
have no fucking idea. It
Right.
just happens.
Yeah, there's some subtle signs. I think there's a
some
scene-
jets are flying.
Right.
And then the military vehicles, but then all of a sudden you just see the meteors
Sirens.
falling down.
Yep.
Yeah, the marionette show that they attend, which by the way, I really wish they would have kind of shown more of that show. With the he was doing the whole
Yeah, just entertain?
marionette.
Uh-huh.
You don't think that was entertaining the way it blew
It
up
was
the
fine.
balloon?
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh man, I'm
It was-
alone on this.
It was
You guys are
definitely.
wrong.
It was edited really
you
well.
do
'cause
like your
I've
puppets.
seen marionette. I've seen marionette.
I've
like,
seen you play with your
performances.
puppets before.
She's at the show,
Yeah.
and something kind of gives her this anxiety, and she has to exit the theater, leave her group behind. She goes to a convenience store, she buys us something, and then that's when all shit fucking starts
Yeah.
raining down from Earth. and it
From Earth or from the sky?
from,
the
the sky.
sky.
If
To
I'm not
Earth.
mistaken, like immediately after she gets knocked out, right?
No.
Yes. Well,
Not immediately.
Not immediately.
But
There-
there's just a few
So
quick
there's-
glimpses.
Actually, no. The explosion happens when she's in the bus. She goes in the bus
Oh,
because
yeah.
the nurse tells her
We're all going back.
We're
Yep.
going back. We don't have pizza. They're telling us we have to come home. Because things I guess are going
Yeah.
on, and they're telling them, hey, you got to get back. And then while she's in the bus, one of the meteor hits close by, basically blows up all the windows and everything around them. And when she's kind of gets out of that,
It's
she's
all covered
walking
in
around.
smoke.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
just
fog.
covered
There's so
around,
much
sort of
smoke.
confused, and that's when the aliens start attacking individuals as
And it's just chaos right there because no
As
one
yeah.
knows what's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
The whole thing of like the sound isn't fully established.
course.
It's just
Brand
then
new.
there's so much fear. I love that tension and that anxiety in disaster movies where
When
like
she's just
shit's
walking
fucking
through.
happening
Yeah.
as a whole, and that this nailed it really well. It's just confusion and the like being lost.
And all that was cool, and then that happens for about like 5 minutes. You get the glimpses. She's kind of going around confused, and then she gets knocked out. And then you kind of fast forward a little bit. You don't really
Yeah,
know how long she's knocked out. It doesn't seem like it's very long.
This is
It
one of my
seems to
first
be the same
nitpicks.
day. Yes, and this
Because
is
it's 2 or 3 times they do it in this movie.
my thing was kind of disappointing here is that you don't really get this sort of. They don't really
Flesh it
show
out. They don't flesh it
how people start to understand
Yeah.
that they need to be quiet.
Yes, that's
And
Absolutely.
Are you saying?
And-
hold on.
and
Are
that's
you, hold on,
skipped
hold on,
over
hold on, hold on.
completely.
Are you talking about like the characters in the movie?
no,
or
just
how it's
people.
established?
people. Because
People.
when she comes to,
Yeah.
everybody
they're
already
already like,
knows.
hey, shut up.
Within the movie,
Cállate.
within the movie, we get all the helicopters and all the announcements of like.
But that's
show.
after.
Yeah,
That's after. Right.
we don't know how much long she was out for. The movie establishes that clearly
That's
someone
what our
knows.
nitpick is. Right.
Yeah.
That's what our nitpick is that they don't flesh that out in the movie. My nitpick, at least, I don't know if I can speak for Sam, but is shit happens. They get attacked. She gets knocked out. She wakes up. And then by then, already people are like, hey,
Yeah.
it's sound related. You need to be quiet. Careful with the glass. And it's like, okay, obviously people figured it out. I'm not confused about that part. But I would have wanted to see them.
Yeah, and it's
figure
also
it out.
That's a
like-
nitpick I have.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
Hey!
Like it was more like I would have.
Can we stop calling them nitpicks? I just want to say, like, they're real.
it-
Now we're
they're
gonna
real
use it more.
criticism
Okay, then-
okay.
of how the story
All right,
is
Sam,
being
okay,
told.
Sam,
Potholes.
A
here-
nitpick is like a nitpick
Posing
is
the
like
plot.
Here's my criticism. It's more from my standpoint because I would love, like, as I mentioned, like getting into it, like not knowing the chaos is everyone finds out because of the government or whatever. It's like they're the ones telling us, they're weak to water, don't make a sound, this and that. Like, I
But-
would have loved to see that being figured out.
Yeah.
And we
yeah,
didn't.
exactly. Yeah, that's
So
exactly
that
what
is
I'm saying.
something I
But
missed-
even
I missed
even
out
if
on,
even
yeah.
if that's how it happened, like you try to imagine this is going on, right? Everybody is just chaos, and there's some helicopter going like, "Be quiet, be
Yeah.
quiet," and it's like nobody's gonna be listening. Everybody's just like, "Ah,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah,
get
in
out of
hysteria.
here." I mean, they would probably kill 99% of the humans because every human naturally
Is
will
gonna be
want to
yelling.
scream
Yep.
or run or
that's
make
drop
noise
something.
or throw things at them.
that is what was happening
like-
in the beginning.
I know, but it just seemed like she gets knocked out, and it just seems like there's a ton of people that happen to have survived within this hour,
Yeah.
and they've all figured out to be quiet.
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's not just
wouldn't that
it's
be
not
the
fleshed
case, though,
out
too,
within
though?
the story.
I mean, it's not fleshed out, yes, but wouldn't that be the case as a whole? Wouldn't you not try to make sounds to alert if there's danger around you as a whole? If there's an armed shooter, if there is an escaped bear, what do? You quiet. You
That's
hide.
true.
You
That's
make
true. But I
sound
would,
on
I would, I
purpose.
would like to
You
have
don't-
seen
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not
someone,
saying you wouldn't,
someone like
but
kind of like just
It's
like
within reason to say you figured it out.
a perfect way to have
Again,
a perfect way
yeah.
to have done that, and also have like a really tense moment within that, would just to be someone who's just so fucking scared that he just freezes or she freezes, and
Yeah.
all he does is just stay quiet and just like just like that, and then realizes that the
creature goes
monster
over
just
him.
goes over him and doesn't
Yeah.
realize it, and then boom, that somebody just realized like, hey, I didn't do anything, like, and the monster did, and you start to sort of develop that, and it would
Yeah.
have been interesting just to see that. And you would think that that's one of the things that a part of seeing the beginning of this whole thing,
Yeah.
how they figure that out, because it's not easy to figure it out. Why would anybody think like, oh, they can't see
Based on sound.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
The
it's
being
not
quiet,
something that
yes,
comes
but
natural.
the vision thing would be something else. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just well, that was one of the first problems that I had with it, and yeah, it's just part of the story that I wish would have been fleshed out that
so-
just kind of skipped over.
Now that we got that out of the way, she wakes up after the first knockout. And I say first because there's 2 or 3 at least in the movie. But she wakes up and she's already with the leader from the village in part 2, right?
Yeah.
Digimon. She's the, and I'm so sorry for Jimon. I can't see from here if there's a D-I-J or if it's
Jimon.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. Jimon. Okay.
Yes.
So he's
His name
with,
is
let's just call him
Ublester
Henry.
Peñalosa the
Let's
second.
just call him, yeah, the guy who has a fucked up name is criticizing names. Let's just call him Henry because that's his name in the movie. So
Yes, Henry.
immediately after the first
I think it's
knockout,
Henri.
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 Is it the-
Immediately,
it ends with
Okay.
immediately after the first knockout, she wakes up and Henri is there to kind of keep her quiet, and then she takes he takes her to that first safe zone where she runs into the nurse.
Yes.
And he has the cat, your best friend.
Yes.
What's the
So
thi-
that's good. We
cat?
just bring up the cat. So from the beginning of the movie,
What's
the cat is there.
theater, isn't it?
Yeah, the
They're
cat
still
is
in the
there from
theater,
the
right?
beginning.
Yeah, they went back to the theater. That's
Yeah. The cat is man. The cat was
So-
a big problem for me throughout the movie.
Right there, though, the cat does make sense of being there because it was with the other people.
No,
like,
no, no.
Yeah.
Like
It's
right there, it still makes sense.
Here's the thing, and this might be a point of contention because
You own cats.
I own cats.
I've
Not
owned
only
cats,
that, but hey, so the cat's name, Mr. Frodo.
Frodo, I thought of you.
My dog's name.
Yep.
And here's and I'm gonna give credit to Mr. Oscar F. I don't want to call
Oscar
him
F?
his full. My friend whom I watched this movie with pointed out the fact that her character's name in this movie
it's
is
Sam. Yes.
Oh,
So it's
Yes, Sam and Frodo.
Sam
Yes.
and
Damn, I did not
Frodo
catch that.
staying together throughout this
Aw.
entire fucking journey. Sam never abandoned Frodo. Frodo never abandoned Sam,
And
that's
Sam
the way it
constantly
stays.
carried Frodo, just
Yes,
like in the movie.
exactly, just like in
right.
this movie. So, but
and in the
there's a quick scene when she's buying
That
shit
doesn't
at the liquor
save it,
store.
though.
It does. It does. There's a quick scene
Yeah.
where she's buying shit at the store, and I don't know if she says it as like sarcastic and it's not true, or if there's some legitimacy to this. But she says it's a service cat.
Yeah.
And if it was a service cat, then it's a trained animal who may have been trained, Sam, to not be so vocal with the meows and the meows and the meows the way my cats are. My cats would have fucking died 8 seconds into this attack.
I mean, this cat never meows. I think
No,
he
he
meows like
meows.
one time.
no, he
once
never
or twice.
meowed. He
I-
purred a couple of times.
He purred.
Yeah.
So-
and then
But
he
there was
never.
still
And he
the
also.
curiosity.
And
There
he
was still the curiosity of like maybe wandering away,
Well,
opening
It's
a
just
door.
this is either the most
Luckiest
intelligent cat of all time because somehow it figured out like, hey, I need to be quiet.
well,
And I'm just gonna I'm gonna like
Again,
Well,
Could've been
quiet
already
cats
quiet.
exist.
I know.
So my
Cats-
wife's mom's. Wait, yes, my mother-in-law's has cats.
Yes.
One of them, Coco, doesn't meow at all.
Yeah, I did.
At all, and that is a thing that exists.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a very convenient thing within this movie to have a cat that happens to be one of those.
But I will
But
say
that's
it
fine.
does
And
exist.
Sam's defense.
It's a combination of things, and
Yeah,
the fact that
it's
he
also
meows,
the skittishness.
and like
Yeah.
it never gets scared.
Never flinches.
Yeah, it's like
I never saw the cat once. Be
One
like, "Whoa,
time,
what
one
the fuck?"
time you see it like run away and things like that. But I remember my cat.
Yeah,
My
same.
cat from when I was a kid. She was very like cool with being hugged or anything. But if something scared her, it didn't matter who was grabbing it. She'd be like,
She'd get the fuck out,
get me
yeah.
the fuck, and like jump out and scratch you and get
And
the
if-
fuck out. And, like,
If she
and-
was anything like my cats, it would be this. Sometimes it'd be nothing at all. Like we'll be watching TV and the cat just fucking out of nowhere, and it fucking takes off running, and you're like, "What the fuck just happened?" This cat never at one point did that.
Well, there's also cats that are like that as well.
I know,
the ones
there
that
are.
are just sitting there and don't react and just watch you pass by.
have you ever
and then
seen a
knock
cat
over a
get
cup.
thrown into a bag? Get submerged into water,
water.
for I don't know how
Have you,
long.
Sam? Have you?
How long? And
Have
then
you, Sam?
and then come out the other way, totally fine. No cat would
The
have
answer-
survived
Sam,
this.
The answer is I have not seen that, but have you?
No,
Okay,
I
then
haven't.
there you
But
go.
using
All right,
our
moving on.
reason,
Moving
Arturo,
on.
using our reason and what we know
Moving
about
on.
cats.
Well, I will say about
they're
the
not
cat.
very good at
Well, I
water.
will say about the cat is that it kept being convenient where the cat ended up, where it led them,
Many
how it
times.
kept finding its way back.
Surviving things that shouldn't have
it was a
survived.
bit convenient.
Okay, let's move on, meow. So we're now at the
No,
point
not
where,
meow. No.
Yeah, let's. This is
Moving
is
on,
enough.
right? Meow.
Yeah.
Meow.
So she decides
Just stay with the group.
to stay with the group, and then she wants the cat goes away from her.
So
right?
let's go. Let's move a little faster here because
Yes.
We're still like
uh,
within like the first 5 minutes. Of the movie.
yeah. Well, we talked about the cat. So the whole
Did we
thing.
summarize too much? You let us know.
The whole thing is that she wants to go get this pizza because she knows she's going to die soon, and this is her thing. And she tells her nurse, "I'm gonna go do it." Blah blah blah. There's a scene where the power goes out.
Oh, they show the
and,
bridges.
and the generator comes on automatically.
yeah.
The nurse goes out trying to turn it off,
That part,
He does.
and he does turn it off, but unfortunately
His shirt rips.
his shirt
man.
rips, and he gets killed by these aliens and stuff.
That was brutal.
And then there's the rooftop scene. What about
That
that,
was
part
rough,
where
man.
they see the bridges being bombed, right?
Yes.
And
To
this guy
prevent these
panics.
aliens from getting off this island or this part of New York. And the one guy sees that and he just fucking loses his shit. Like once he sees the bridges exploded. Have you seen this movie, Noel? Of course you haven't. So as
doesn't
soon
watch
as this
movies.
one guy on the roof
true.
that's part of this group of survivors sees the bridges knocked out, that's enough to fucking break him.
Yeah.
He's
and-
like, "Oh fuck, this is it, dude. We're dead. We're all fucking dead, you guys." And the Jimon Henri is
Thierry
trying
Henry.
to shut him up, right? And he has his mouth over his hand over his mouth, and
But he
he's
won't
like
stop.
still
He's like-
trying.
he's still
Like
screaming.
he's struggling and he's fighting it, and they know if he makes this fucking noise, we're all dead. And his son is watching from around the corner. His dad is trying to silence this guy, and he manages to break free, and he makes one yell, and that's enough to get
and he kills him.
unintentionally just slams his head against the wall and just fucking kills him.
Yes, and that scene is completely unimportant to the story. So let's move
I just
on.
fucking I know it's not
And it
important
is-
to the
it's
story.
actually- It's completely
I did want
unimportant.
them to expand on that because I thought that was such an important.
I like that,
when his
man.
son was
The idea-
watching
exactly.
and what happens after that. Like I
Sam,
really wanted
not
to
just
see
that.
that risen.
It's
like,
complete.
result-
They disappear and they
I
don't
mean,
come
yeah,
out
they
again
don't.
to the end. Again, the
reason-
story isn't
Sam,
very well
I know,
structured.
but the reason why I bring it up is because I think about whether in this situation I'd
What
be
you
able
would
to
do?
survive with other people. People are fucking frantic, and if I'm with my fucking son and this other person is making fucking noise and starting to get hysterical, I'll fucking kill them.
Which is a great,
Dude, yeah.
segue to what happens in another
Like
scene.
I was surprised that he didn't throw him off the roof. To be honest,
I was
Like,
gonna go.
was
Why
thinking
would
that
you
would
do
make
that?
noise.
That would make
Yeah,
even
that's
more
true.
noise.
That would make
Yeah.
it. Well, at least
noise.
maybe it would send the noise that way.
No.
And if you
Enough
launch him
people.
far enough,
Enough waves
Like-
of those aliens.
So
Okay, Sam.
what ends up happening is the army with their helicopters making a ton of noise, telling the people, "Hey,
Go this way.
Go this way. We're gonna
Evacuation.
evacuate you." So I think they purposely get the aliens to go another way.
So obviously they need to get word to the survivors. The government needs to get word to the survivors how to get the fuck out of here. They just destroyed the bridges. So what they do is they fly helicopters over New York announcing, "Stay silent, be fucking cautious, don't make any noise.
We just
There's
said
gonna be
this.
boats."
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Noel.
But that would bother me if they never explained that, like, hey, it's all about hearing, so be quiet. Like, that would bother me if
They
they didn't
just said
The
be
explain.
only
silent.
explanation is just
Be
the
silent.
army
Shut the
telling
fuck
them
up.
to be silent.
Yeah,
That's all-
that would have bothered me.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that, and that
And
is
what the reason why?
but-
Okay, really
Let's
fast.
move
this is
on
last
with the
thing.
fucking-
The
it
last thing,
doesn't
when the
matter.
helicopter's flying,
God
there's
damn
like
it.
waves of fucking these aliens.
Yes.
like they're hiding and they hear the helicopter first. And then because it's attracting all the aliens, you hear this massive like fucking wave of like
Our episodes are
bricks
so long.
breaking and fucking it's just fucking
He
anxiety.
likes to explain scenes that have nothing much to.
That's it. That's
But
the one.
that was a one sentence explanation, and you turned it into like a fucking essay.
Now I'm ready to go on. You're the one holding us up. So
and now we're waiting
go
on you.
Yeah, we're waiting on
So,
you, Sam.
anyways,
The cat shows up.
Lupita, Sam, she's going the other way. She's trying to get to the pizza place because
Yeah.
she doesn't really really care to be saved. She
Yes.
knows she's gonna die, so all she wants is the pizza.
Yes.
And as she's walking that way, people start coming out, and they're all walking towards where the army told them to go. And this is another fucking problem I had in this scene. And I even told, like, why are people gathering in the crowd here
Yeah.
where the noise is going to
People
start
are
getting
putting
out?
fucking luggage.
Well,
I
because-
know, like, who the fuck?
Sam, Sam,
So-
people are cattle. You realize that, right?
I
That's
know
a
people
real
are
life
stupid.
thing.
I know people are stupid, and that was probably the only believable thing is how stupid they can be.
Exactly.
Wait.
Like-
But you're telling me that there's an alien invasion.
Yes.
And this bitch still wants pizza.
Yes.
There's a reason
Yeah,
for it.
That
We
is
get there.
No, I
We
don't
get
give a
there.
fuck about the reason. That's just stupid.
No, it's not.
The
Yes, it's
story,
not.
No,
I'm
it's
telling you,
not.
the story
No, it's
is
Yes, it is.
No, it's
I,
not.
I could relate to it. If I was gonna fucking die and I had no connect, like I didn't have family and kids.
You
Well,
want
If
the-
I'm
that-
gonna die in 3 days because I can't get my meds, or even if I'm not gonna die, if I'm in like horrible fucking crucial pain, which
she has
says,
cancer. She has cancer.
She says without this medication, it feels like fucking needles through every inch of
Yeah.
my body. So that's enough for a person to be like, I'm not gonna fucking
she
fight to
doesn't
survive.
care. She doesn't really care for her life. She doesn't
Yeah,
have
okay,
anything
okay.
to
But
live
somebody
for.
has to make the pizza.
What?
Yeah,
Who's gonna
exactly.
make
she
it?
said, no,
Exactly.
she says,
This
but
is
she says,
stupid.
She
Yeah, I
says
agree.
somewhere I think there's a line where she says, somewhere in this restaurant is the last fucking slice of pizza
That's what it
ever
is.
gonna be made.
She
Which
knows
thought
no
about
one's
it.
cooking it, but it's gonna be there.
It's
Noel,
gonna-
what
pizza
is the
places
one
have
thing that brings you
slices.
the most peace and solitude in
What-
your life?
what happens
the
later-
greatest joy. Hold on. What is that?
Silence and a beer.
Okay, silence and a beer. Then you would travel everywhere for that beer, wouldn't you?
The
To find
liquor
that beer.
store.
And if there was nothing in the liquor store, you would look for it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because there would be beer.
there would be pizza
You
left
think
over.
there's going to be pizza
there would
lying
pizza
around?
left over. Yes.
Yeah, but so what happens later on is even more dumb. I would have to say. So, anyways, let's go back to the fucking movie.
What
It's
movie?
supposed to be a 30-minute
What movie?
video, and it's
Oh,
already
yeah.
30 minutes.
Quiet place.
Anyways, this whole thing happens. The fucking crowd obviously can't stay quiet because fucking you put thousands of people together, they're gonna make noise. The aliens come back, they fucking massacre everybody. And you know
Including the two kids.
yeah.
That part was tough.
And
But she
Yeah.
manages to get knocked out again.
and she gets
That's the part again. To my earlier point is all this chaos is happening. Some very cool scenes of people getting sucked up.
Actually,
and
she doesn't
attacked.
get knocked out. She goes and hides in an aisle, in an alley. She goes and hides in an alley.
This is not. Is
No,
this the
you're
one where she
talking
hides in the alley?
And she hides in the alley, and then
Maybe.
you
And that's where we
do
get
a
Eric.
cut. You do a cut into the later on where you introduce the other character, which
so
is
you see,
Eric.
Ugle, when there's a cut in the movie, it doesn't mean she is
knocked out.
No,
yeah.
I know that.
Yeah,
unconscious.
yeah.
There was, I know what I'm saying.
That was a really clever way of introducing him, by the way. Just coming up out of the subway. With
Yeah.
like no, I was like, oh shit, okay. I
But-
thought we were getting like a flashback to his maybe, but no.
Yeah, the thing.
that was it.
I would now going into this character. I will say I'm gonna. As I'm talking about this, I feel like it's the grade in my head is getting worse because I'm starting to see even more problems with that character. Like he gets introduced,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, who the heck is this guy? And you really end up knowing nothing about this man, and
Sort
Yes,
of,
he went
sort
to
of.
lawyer school. His
Yes.
parents are in Kent, England.
and that's it. And that's it. Like
no, clearly he's scared.
yeah, like everybody else in the movie is.
Yeah, but he's trying to conquer his
sometimes
fear.
I feel like deep inside, like you agree, like yeah, Sam, this is all true, but fuck you. No. It's like I
may
feel
be
like
true.
that's
I'm
always
sure,
what
he
you're
says,
thinking.
I'm sure he says that a lot internally.
Oh yeah,
But
I need to get a
think-
T-shirt that just says "fuck you, Sam."
Yeah,
You do buy it on our merchandise description. Fuck you, Sam.
Copyright.
T-shirts. Yeah.
Copyright.
Patent pending. Trademark.
Yeah, pending.
Trademark.
No. Listen, I can
Yeah.
see where Arturo's coming from, which is where there's that stretch of imagination where if you're gonna watch a movie, you had to at one point or another
I
say
get
to
that,
yourself,
Uble.
"This I'm sure is most of." But Arturo
But-
does it a lot, which is fine.
But the story, the universe gives you certain things, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, you're gonna. This is what you need to
I don't disagree
believe,
with you.
and stuff, and so
Yeah.
on. Right? There's aliens that exist. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
But
a
Sam,
true
like-
thing in the universe.
Okay.
But the rest of the story still is supposed to take place within real life and
Yeah.
everything
Okay.
like that.
Okay,
so
so
you would
hold on.
never expect
I agree.
Lupita to just use the force
So,
to kill the
Sam,
aliens. There are
Like,
certain
you're
rules.
you're
I would
not
watch
you're
that
not
movie.
wrong, but I feel like you're waiting
asshole.
for the rules to exist as opposed to rolling with it. Like Sam,
Well,
I feel like
that's-
the
no,
logic,
no.
the
This is a
logic
different
you do.
episode.
Hold
This
on,
is a
hold on.
different episode.
Real
We're
quick,
there.
real quick. The logic that you do, Sam, I feel like you're the guy who would be sitting on the John in a public restroom, and you would see a sign that says "flush only toilet paper," and you wouldn't know what to do with your poop. And you'd be yelling, "Where do I put the poop? And there's no rules. I don't know where to put them. It's not telling me where to go."
What the fuck just happened?
That would be you. I feel like that would be you, and you would
no.
complain.
This is
and then
another-
you would
what
critique it.
restroom?
No.
Yes.
No,
'Cause
no.
there wasn't the rules established for where it goes.
Arturo,
And
there
so
are
they were
certain
like,
assumptions
I'm
that are
in
being
here,
made that
maybe it goes here.
Is it-
you
is
need
it
to,
a different-
You need to chill, Arturo.
This is a different
You
episode.
need to
need
give
to chill.
Sam. You need to give Sam an opportunity to
No.
explain himself because I also
did
agree with
explain
Sam.
himself.
All I'm gonna say, this
Yeah.
is a different episode. If we
Yeah.
go into this tangent, we'll be talking for another hour, and we're not even halfway through the fucking movie. All I'm gonna say is that there are
Per
certain
the rules
things
that they
are
they set
reasonable
up,
to
yeah.
expect about a world
Yeah.
that the movie allows you.
Well, I didn't
it's
have an
nothing
issue with it at all.
Again, if
That's fine.
Lupita's character Sam started using the Force all of a sudden, you would just roll with it. Well, I guess they can use the
Yeah.
Force in this movie.
They never said she wasn't a Jedi.
yeah,
They never established that this was not a Jedi universe.
yeah.
You know what?
Or
If,
are you
Sam, if
assuming?
she started using the Force, I'd be like, okay, interesting. Let's see if they explain why later on. And then
yeah,
roll with it.
right. That's what
Okay,
Sam would
okay, that's
do.
fine.
Did she use the Force in the movie?
No, she doesn't.
Then let's move on.
Okay, all right.
Oh, we
fine,
watched a different
but-
movie.
Yeah. Anyways, going back. God damn it. Okay, so this guy gets introduced. What's his name again?
Eric.
Eric. Thank you. Eric
He
is,
follows the cat. He follows
Frodo.
Frodo.
The cat. Frodo,
Yes.
who gets to Sam. Obviously, 'cause
Finds
Frodo and
Sam
Sam.
in the alley.
Yes.
And she's like, "Get the fuck out of here! I don't want you following me. You're
Yes.
fucking." And she's like, "No, I need to follow
go
you."
and you need to get out of here. But
Yep.
he's like so scared
Yep.
that he just wants to be around another human being. They end up going back to her apartment. They find some meds. They kind of get to know each other a little bit here. This is when he reveals all his deep character development.
In
he's
the rain.
From,
Yes.
He's from England and he's scared.
And he's by himself.
And he's by himself.
I
with the-
didn't have any issue with that. I actually felt that was fucking perfectly
Thank
fine.
you.
Not every character needs to have like, well, it turns out these aliens killed my dad,
That's true.
and so I need to find revenge, and by doing so, I will regain my son from.
He would
who
become much more
like
interesting.
it'd be like, all right, chill, dude.
I'm already more interested in the character.
It could just be a guy who's like, I don't fucking know what's going on.
Fine.
I just you seem nice.
That's what I took, and I loved that. That it was
Yeah.
these real people.
Yeah,
Like, these
fine,
guys
fine.
just
You're
fucking
right. You're right.
scary.
You're
Yeah.
right. Fine.
Fuck you, Sam.
I will accept
you,
this.
man.
You've convinced me. You've convinced me.
Yeah.
All right. Woo.
So there you go. So Eric
I
gets
take back
introduced,
my fuck you, Sam.
and you know what? It's a perfect
No,
match.
never take back your fuck
But
you,
no,
Sam.
I'm gonna hold it right here.
Yeah,
and flip it
keep
out when
it,
I
keep
need
it.
to. Yeah.
Keep it on the back burner.
I don't give them back. Once they've been given, I
Once you've been
take 'em.
fucked.
Yeah, once they've been fucked, there's no giving it back. The
So we
cherry
get
has
to the
been
point.
popped.
We get to the point where Sam is in desperate need of her meds.
I'm getting fucked.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
No, not you, Sam. The other Sam is in desperate need of her meds. And Eric is like, I'll fucking go get them for you. And this is an important part of the movie because
Dude.
this
Wait.
is where,
I loved them together, and like that was like a huge step.
it was a
of,
good
like,
match.
yeah.
I liked it, especially the part where she opens up about her family and the reason why she's dead for
And
this
I love
pizza.
that they
and
didn't
you
make
get
it
it.
romantic. It was
Nope.
just these platonic
Yep,
people
that's
who
fine.
found
they
themselves.
didn't try to. I was
Yeah.
worried that they were gonna
Lupita's,
don't fucking try
Lupita's
to-
character is well developed. You care about her. You
Yes.
have some background. But again, to go back to the other guy, it's just like he just felt like, like.
So did the guy who got the nurse. You know, they did.
Yeah.
They didn't flesh out.
even
They didn't
him-
explain
I don't
how he
know
got
if
his
he
nursing
has
Hold on,
certificate.
hold on.
loans, if
Hold
he's
on.
still
It's-
trying to pay them off.
Hold on, but there was a relationship there going on, not a romantic one,
That's
obviously,
true.
but a friendship going on where you fell for him, and actually his death was kind
Somewhat
of
impactful,
was
yeah.
impactful.
Oh,
Yeah,
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 definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway.
going back to the movie.
Yes, please. So that it gets to the
Even
point
halfway.
where her meds are out and she needs to get. So he
We already
goes to the
said that.
pharmacy.
This
Yeah,
is after the
this is
water
where you guys
scene.
interrupted me.
The
No,
water
Yeah.
scene.
this is where he goes to get the fucking meds and
Yes.
he runs into fucking Frodo again.
Yes.
Yes.
And Frodo fucks everything up by wandering away. And he makes the dumb decision, which this is
To
where I
chase
would have
after
been
the
like,
cat, yeah.
I would have been like, what, your cat? No, haven't seen him at all. Why is he not here? I would have shown up with the
But he
meds.
cared for her. Who knows
I don't
why?
care, but he just was like, "Oh, I need to get this cat." So he goes after this cat, not knowing where he's climbing through, and he comes through this fucking like it looks like pods. At
Yeah,
first,
what
I
the
thought
hell
they
was
were
going
eggs.
on? Me too.
Me too.
So,
But then they
it's
were
not
eating
eggs
them.
because they're opening up. So,
So
that
they
this
showed
led
up with
me-
their snacks.
This, yeah.
Oh, is
this,
that it?
This is what it is.
So what
This
the fuck are they
led-
doing with to the humans?
This
Just
is
killing them?
This is
For
okay.
sport, maybe?
This
Or
this
who knows?
this after
another
conversation
thing.
with Oscar after the movie, this is what we came up with, which is this might be a la Alien, where the xenomorph, the fucking higher
You know,
entity
I was
sends
thinking of
out
something like that too.
sends out a alien virus or species to just wipe out a planet, kill everything.
That would have been interesting
And
to
then
know.
we'll go into it would have been good if they would have explained that, but I took it as this is more of the wave of aliens whose sole purpose is
to eradicate
everything to make way for us, because clearly these aliens didn't.
So there's so much potential here. 'Cause
Right.
What if these are just like the fucking
attackers.
hounds?
Right,
You know,
the
they're
hounds.
just murdering
with bees
everything.
in their mouth. Simpsons reference. Sorry, it could
Wonder
be.
why we take so long. No.
But see,
And
that's
there's
the way I
something else,
took it.
yeah.
That's the way I took it, because clearly these aliens didn't have an ability to build space travel, fucking spaceships.
Sure, they landed.
They came
they
under-
can't see.
No.
So how would they have built?
We also don't know
specific-
if this is their mature state. They
right.
could- yeah.
They can be evolving. So they're terraforming.
All of
They're
this-
placed on this planet again. Yes, this is all my own.
All of this would be interesting if the
If they would
movie
have
actually displayed it.
if it was canon.
And
yeah.
this goes back. I mean, let's go. I'll talk about this at the end with the grades. Let's move on with the movie.
Anyway,
the eggs. Yeah, they're there. He like foolishly
He
goes
gets
after the
meds,
cat.
they see the
Almost gets
boat,
killed
they make
again.
it to the boat. They make it to the pier. Let's end there. They make it to the pier. They see the boat.
Skipped over so much.
All right, what do you want to talk between there and then?
Everything at the bar.
Yeah, no, we've gone
At the
through that
bar?
part
He
where
just said at the end of the pier where there's the boat.
No, I know, but there's we've already discussed
What
that
happens at
she
the bar?
At the bar where he
They arrived
do
to
the fake
Patsy's
show
finally.
and-
Oh, that's
And
right.
we also skipped over the epic hospital sequence and the fucking sewer.
Yeah, I said about the sewer,
Oh, yeah,
the water sewer.
Jesus
where-
Christ,
Yeah.
people.
Tell
We
us about
talked
the
about
sewer,
it.
Arturo.
Motherfuckers. So that was intensely awesome. I was just going to say awesome, but I wanted to throw you off
You
a little
wanted-
bit.
And that's it.
Yeah,
No,
that was
it built so much tension, so much suspense in the terms of like, okay, they're just barely getting by. Because see, that's the
Yeah.
thing that this movie does really well too, is the horror aspect. Like, and I think that's where we'll get into a little bit later, but like where I guess some of the movie struggled in the sense of like the horror stuff was so well written that I don't need an additionalness to it, if that makes any sense.
It
Like,
doesn't
there
Additional
make sense.
mist to it?
No,
Doesn't
I'm
make
wording
any
this.
Mist?
I'm wording
Mist?
this
Did he say
wrong.
mist?
So
But it was just incredibly well done, and then the hospital sequence had me on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Yeah.
All the glass breaking. I saw Shake Shack in the corner,
Oh,
which made
that's
me
right.
hungry. But
that's right. There was that scene where they're
now,
see, and that's so that
So
brought up a lot of questions.
I will
to me
agree.
because,
The thrills in the movie are good. The
action
horror aspects
sequences,
are
yes,
good.
yeah, are amazing.
But but again, it's not anything new. That's and there's you could have taken the story a whole other way where you could have maybe I know this is a prequel and this is day one,
Yeah.
so why would you explain what's going on with these aliens and
yeah.
what's their
Already,
background and everything
right.
like that?
You're-
So I can
yeah.
understand maybe why they didn't do that, but that kind of stuff would have been interesting. It would have been interesting to know the stuff we talked about,
This
like
is-
how did
It's
they
true.
figure this all
Yeah.
out? It would have been interesting to know.
At
They
the-
just I
at
don't know.
the
It just
very
felt like a
least-
very generic.
This sounds like
movie.
more end of the movie
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah, for me,
so-
a perfect day one movie would have been: this is why these aliens arrived, and this is how humans figured it out. Because that's kind of the beginning of
'Cause
everything.
that is the kind of thing though that this franchise does do really well is the mystery, is the intrigue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I do like that we got a lot. There are things I wanted to know more of, like we mentioned already, like how they figured it out and the sound and the water, as opposed to the government just telling them.
Yeah.
I did want more of that. But
Yeah.
in terms of the exact origins of the aliens, what galaxy they're from,
No.
what their big
Not
planet
going
is,
Yeah, you
that
I
don't
don't
have to
need
know
all
all
that.
that.
Nah, I'm not going that
I would
far.
love a Day Zero, where it's another movie dedicated to just
Day
that.
From the aliens' point of view.
Yeah. Oh.
They're like, we just have a bad hangover, and fucking sound right now is the worst.
pissing me
click,
off.
click, click. Ay, son of a bitch! Kill. That would be a good Day
I'd
Zero
love that.
movie.
I'd
You
love
know,
that.
it's just aliens with a hangover, and they just don't want noise.
That's the
right
subtitle.
Now.
Aliens with a
Subtitles.
hangover.
It's-
But
so
back
they-
to the bar.
Yeah, they
So
do. They
get
do
to
go to the
Patsy's,
pizza. They go to
and
Patsy's.
the release
Patsy
it's
is burnt down
entirely.
Yeah.
So
Destroyed.
it's very it's sad.
Yeah.
So
then
they end up at. He
Eric
asks her, where
suggests-
does he play?
Yeah, where does his
piano?
father
So they go to the bar.
Because his father was a musician, so
Her
they go to the
father.
bar. Her father was a musician. Yes, sorry. And they go to the bar where he used to play, and they have a couple of drinks there. And Eric has this idea: I'm gonna go get you a pizza. And he finds some random pizza place, and this is where it gets kind of dumb. Noel, you were talking about this. There's a couple days have passed now. Okay, so you would think even if there was
tops,
even if there
Yeah, it
was
hasn't been that long.
even
dude.
if there was a pizza that was made right
was-
before the aliens attacked, it would have had some rot in that
No.
thing.
Dude, no. Have you never eaten 2-day-old pizza?
That did not look like 2 or 3 day old pizza.
It
That looked like
did.
pizza that he
It did.
just
No.
made.
What
no,
kind
no,
of
no.
terrible pizza are you eating?
What kind of
Sam.
pizza are you guys eating? Fucking McDonald's pizza that
No.
has chemicals that make it
McDonald's
preserve for
Pizza.
fucking
Wait,
months and
McDonald's
months and
makes
months.
pizza?
That's what he said.
I'm gonna order
I'm just
some.
saying that pizza was
Sam,
very well preserved.
McDonald's pizza can't hurt
No
you 'cause it doesn't
refrigeration.
exist.
No refrigeration. Have you ever leave a pizza out with no refrigeration? They don't look good, man.
Did
Even
you-
after one
where
day.
were your 20s of eating cold pizza
So
that's been
if
You
I
left
put
may-
it
on
in
the
the
counter?
fridge.
If
That's
I
why
may?
it
Yeah.
lasted. You put it. This was not in the fridge.
If I may,
Go for it.
if I may, it's been 2 or 3 days of these
Max.
people not having access to food
Real
per
yeah.
se. So if I was in that same situation, it's been 3 days.
I get it. They're hungry. They
and all
eat it.
I've had is fucking like almonds and like maybe salami. I would fucking dig in.
Fuck
I'm
yeah,
telling
Lupita.
you
Fuck
that-
yeah.
6, 7 day old pizza.
That's
If I would look at it and I would say I don't see any
missing
green
the
shit
point,
on it,
Uble.
I'm eating it.
That pizza looked like it was freshly made.
No,
you.
it did
I don't know what
not.
pizza
Yes,
you're
What
eating.
gross ass pizza are
Yeah,
you
what
eating?
pizza are you
Even
eating?
Where do you
Oh, you
go?
know
It
what?
didn't look gross
He
at all.
orders vegetarian pizzas. That's why.
That was a cheese pizza
the
too.
ve-
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
the vegan cheese,
That's-
huh?
yeah,
Because it's already
it's-
plastic.
It's not vegan.
That
cheese.
That's
makes
what his pizza
sense.
looks like fresh.
No offense to
That's
vegans.
why he was
Guys,
like,
he just finds the
"That's-
pizza.
That pizza
after
looks
3
just
days.
like the ones I eat. Yeah, because your pizzas look horrible. That's why it looked that way. But yeah,
Anyways,
Noel, he
moving.
goes, he finds the pizza. He with the Sharpie, he puts
Patsy's.
Patsy's on the box and he gives it to her.
And it's a beautiful moment.
beautiful moment,
It
and she
is.
eats it. And they exchange looks, and then that's I think where they finally make it to the point where they look and they see the boat, and they're like, "Sweet, that's where we have to go.
Yes.
We're so close. Let's fucking go."
There is a moment though, right before as that's happening.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
she gives him the cardigan.
Oh,
and
that's
it is
right.
a clear
I
you're
always figured
going,
out, yeah.
I'm staying.
I was wondering why they
She
were all
was.
about.
She had always
She was
intended not
wearing
to
this
go.
Yeah.
nice orange artsy cardigan, and she gives it to him to wear, and
Yes.
he accepts it. And
So-
this leads to one of my final fucking critiques about this movie. But
Ooh.
he's wearing it, and they see
He
the
looks
boat.
dashing, by the way.
But they also see a bunch of these aliens just kind of hanging out right before the water. You know, like they listen to the boat, they hear it, and they're like just not. They can't go in the water, but they're just so.
well, they
what-
know they can't
what
swim because
happens-
they die.
Oh, okay, but the
Well-
water doesn't damage.
No, it
but
doesn't burn them.
The
They
movie
just don't know how
establishes
to-
that they die within seconds of not being able to. Like I guess
can't
where,
breathe
however
or
their
something.
face organs work, they drown immediately.
So,
Yeah.
so quick
So,
question:
hold on.
Is this an invasion? Like,
Yeah.
like in this poster, is this an asteroid or is the are
That's
they
it.
are these
they don't
pods?
really
It's
explain-
fully
Never
established.
explain
They don't
that.
really explain.
But
you
they-
see that
they
scene,
arrive.
You see that scene, and then immediately you see aliens attacking.
yeah.
You don't see them getting out of a ship. You
Or-
don't see
these
aliens.
are not pods or anything.
You
They
don't
don't show
There's
that.
no. They don't show anything.
The
Could be
closest
pods.
thing is the crater area where all the
One of them-
mushroom fucking things were.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it looks like
maybe.
it's some sort of a bioorganic meteor pod thing that they land and come out of.
So-
but
yeah.
we don't see it happen.
We don't see it.
But there is a lot of debris on the ground and growth and like
Can I ask something? Because
Mushroom
I
cannon.
could have sworn I remembered a scene in the original film where the alien goes into the water and comes out of the water without any damage whatsoever. I was like even saying like because they talk.
I know what you're talking about.
So the military is
It's-
coming out. They're afraid of the water or
it's when
something.
the basement's flooding, right?
Yeah.
It
And
always
he goes in.
it was but he stayed above. His head stayed above.
No,
this is the first
thought
time we see a
he
submerged
went in
one.
and I don't know. I just
they put the baby in the
in the thing. But anyways, the whole water thing was a little confusing to me because I was like, I don't remember them being afraid of water, but I guess now they're afraid of.
Which the reason why I was gonna say is one of my critiques is because they're technically supposed to be blind.
Yeah.
They rely only on
How do they
sound.
know it's water?
So how do they know where the ground stops?
They hear it.
Even if they're using echolocation, that's
They
giving
are
them a
using
lot of.
echolocation.
It is.
That's
The movies
giving them a
established
lot
that they're
of
using
It
Okay.
sonar.
is ultra sensitive hearing.
Oh, there you go. I guess you can
They
hear
would-
the
they would
difference
hear the-
between
the
ground
water.
and water. I guess. So they're not
It's like
able to attack the boat. So they get. Something happens where they're like,
So,
"Fuck, we need to create a distraction."
Basically,
Yeah.
Lupita says, "I'm gonna create a distraction. You go for it." And
Well, she
and
just
go
Like
to
my
says-
cat. She gives him the cat.
it's a lot more
Yeah.
dramatic. It goes, run. And then
Yeah.
she's the one fucking hitting things and causing the
Yeah,
distraction.
making it-
She
and
doesn't
then-
explain it all anticlimactic like this guy just
Yeah,
said.
she gets a crowbar.
It's epic.
She picks up a crowbar.
And it's like she's
I
hitting
mean,
the cars and the alarms are going off.
Kind of bad luck for the aliens. They landed on a planet that's like 72%.
That's what I was telling Oscar. I was like, why would they choose
It's
this
signs
planet?
all over again. Signs all over
There
again.
you go. M. Night Shyamalan called it earlier, where it was like, why would you go to a planet with water?
Maybe they've never
Again,
had water in their planet or something.
A Quiet Place
I
Day
guess.
Zero should answer that.
Day
Day
zero.
zero.
I'm fucking putting it on the calendar. So anyway, yeah, she it's dramatic, man. She's
It's
going
epic.
through.
Yeah.
Smashing
if
windows,
it's epic.
and he
Are you
starts.
kidding? I told her that was
I
gonna
don't say-
die at
I
the
didn't
end.
say epic. I said dramatic.
You overuse
Arturo
these
said
words,
epic. Yeah,
Arturo.
you do, man.
Die?
No, epic. Epic.
Oh.
The-
I've
Epic.
only used it once this whole episode.
You've
And it was
said
not
it
the right
twice.
Anyway,
It was epic.
Lupita, Sam is running through the traffic, breaking the windows, and Eric makes a break for the pier with the fucking
Frodo.
with her cat, with the cat.
cat.
But then he
Cat's totally
drops.
calm the whole time,
he
by
had
the
a
way.
flashlight that he had been using, and I think that's what falls out as he's running, and it makes a noise. So a few of the aliens stop, and they're like, "What?" And they fucking start rushing him.
That's
and
exactly
you get
what happened.
The fucking
They
slow
audibly
motion.
start speaking.
Slow motion. He's running.
It was not in slow motion.
No, they did it in regular motion.
Regular motion. I'm just saying.
Well, you can't like just change up the details.
It turns
He
into a cartoon.
sometimes,
My
he sometimes
God.
make things up, you know, like
Okay.
Jean Grey kills
So-
Bastion.
So he's running, fucking jumps off the pier. The
my
alien
God.
barely fucking misses him. I mean, it's fucking.
It's
It's intense.
It looked like it was gonna happen.
Because I was expecting him to get caught. I was like,
Same.
that looks close enough to where it's gonna like shock you with that. Like psych, because they don't need to keep this person alive.
And up
There's
until
already
now,
been-
every character we've been introduced outside of these two has been killed.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
the supporting characters keep dying around them. So like it's sort of a possibility of
it would
like
have been a
oh,
possibility,
shit.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't. He made it into
Yeah.
the water and he swims.
And
He gets on the boat.
Along with
Henri
Frodo.
is there and picks
Henri.
him up and he gives him a hug
Yeah.
and he feels safe and he starts breaking down because it was intense.
Yeah.
And Sam dies?
Sam
Eventually.
stays.
So
and
she stays, yeah.
She
She goes back to
Oh yeah, no, I remember now. It's she goes. There's a scene where she's walking to the middle of the street.
Well, before that.
Wait, before that, she
Before
goes
that.
back to
God damn
the
it, Ugo.
bar.
She goes back to the bar. She finds a picture of her father.
Oh, that's
Writes
with
some
her,
poetry.
yeah, and
With
we
her
find
as a
out that
kid.
her cardigan is his.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's
Did
a
we?
beautiful moment. She reached her catharsis of what, she came full circle and she had and this whole time we knew that she had accepted her fate.
Yeah.
And it's reached a point where like, this is what I wanted
Now
to
she's
do.
ready.
She also found a charger for her iPod.
And
Oh,
that was
yeah,
that was a recurring theme throughout the film as well.
Yeah.
Earlier.
That she
the
has
OG,
these
the OG
headphones.
iPods. Which
Yeah.
brings the question: was this supposed to be modern? No, right? Obviously,
No,
it's
this
year,
is-
it's
I don't
it would've
know
been
what year it's supposed to
2000.
be.
A Quiet Place
4,
roughly
2005?
would have been whatever time frame that was. So
Okay,
the iPods.
so this was before, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
They're-
And
okay.
that was so nostalgic to me. I had almost forgotten about the days where you would plug it into a speaker
Yeah,
cell.
and you had your with the actual
the
button
clicking, and you would hear
spinner.
the click, 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 click.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
it brought back great memories.
It did. It
I
did.
miss
Okay,
that.
so yeah,
iPods.
she walks into the middle of the street.
She has the headphones on.
with her headphones, and she has a speaker that charged the iPhone, but she had her speaker.
But she talks about how
She
how
had-
beautiful
yeah,
the
sorry.
city is. and how sometimes you just want to take in
There's
the quiet.
there's the voiceover. It's serene. I liked it. I like
Yeah.
this end to her because she walks to the middle of the street.
It was a good ending.
She's
I'd say.
listening
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
what's
it
the
was.
song?
It was,
What's
man.
the song?
Ah,
It's a new
damn it.
day.
It's
It's
a
a
new
new
day.
day. It's a new day. And she unplugs her earphones so that it's the boombox. And then like the movie ends with an alien landing like 5 feet behind her. Like you just doosh, and then the movie ends.
It just cuts
So
to
it's-
black.
That's
She
awesome.
ended it with a nice song to
Yeah,
go out with.
she basically kills herself by outing herself to the end.
Knowing that her cat and Eric are safe on a
Yeah.
boat going God knows where.
All right, let's
And she
grade this
found
baby.
peace at
She
the
did.
end.
She found
Yeah.
peace.
That piece.
Let's
and a
grade
piece
this
of
baby.
pizza. If I
Yeah,
will.
so that's why I was craving a pizza so much during the home, which is why I actually bought pizza on the way here, literally. And I posted it to my story with an "If you know, you know" to all the people who may have been watching it. Just, I don't know.
What I want you to do is I want you to leave that pizza there, and in
For
3
5
days,
days.
3 days, come back to it and just eat it like how it is, and then you can tell me if that scene made any sense.
Accurate.
Let's do it. Grade it, Arturo.
I am giving this movie an A-.
Okay.
You have to go next, Sam.
Any explanations? Nothing.
Yeah, well, because again,
This is
there
your
were
chance.
things that skipped over that I wanted to get more of. Again, but I love disaster movies. I love horror movies, and everything in terms of how they handled the action, the horror, the suspense. Like it felt real, and again, my theater experience, my movie experience was elevated because you felt the tension in my theater, and I loved that. And everything within like the heartfelt moments and their characters coming together, and it felt like it was a lot of raw emotion. That was handled really well. I did have some issues with a couple of things, but not enough for it to drag down the movie as a whole. So I'm going to take that as a whole and give it an A-.
Oh,
Cool. All right.
And the performances. Holy shit. Lupita, fucking amazing. And Joseph did really, really good too.
all right.
Yeah.
You're up, Sam.
Another great calculator.
I am not as positive as Arturo is on the movie. I didn't think the movie was terrible.
Grades.
I'll start with the positive
see.
stuff. Like I said earlier, I think the horror aspects of it were still good. The thrills were good. There are moments where I jumped and it startled me and everything.
Ooh.
That was good. But I will say the story was kind of bad, in my opinion. There was just so many points where the story was asking me to believe something that I felt was just like, why? The cat was a big problem. I just felt like that cat shouldn't even have been a character. I understand why it was there, for Lupita's character, but it was to a point where it was just too much for me to believe that, this cat can do all these things and people are just making these decisions that seem just so bad. And yeah, the performances were fine. The acting was fine. It was fine. It was fine. That's
What
like-
grade is a fine?
No.
Sam?
I want to give this a B-. B-
okay.
is going.
Yeah, no, hey, Sam. I give it a B-. I give it a B- right off the back. I was gonna give it a C+. Believe it or not.
Oh.
The thing that pushed it over was the fact that it was a salmon Frodo, and that's the only thing that pushed it. And I'm allowed to do that because it's my grade, and that's the subjective part of it. But
Fuck yeah.
other than that, I agree, man. I think it's because I wanted more from this. If it's gonna be year one, I wanted finally an answer why these aliens. Not even
Well, it's day
not
one.
even a full detail.
For all
day
we
one.
know, in day 5,
I
they
know.
explain it.
I don't see how they would be able to explain it. And I don't have that optimism that you do.
Mm-hmm.
If they do, then I will retroactively change my grade for this movie.
I would say,
But as of right now, go ahead.
no, I just to answer maybe Arturo's question is like the first 2 movies. I think the mystery played
Was.
really well.
Yes.
Like not knowing where the aliens
okay.
are from and everything like
Right.
that.
I can see that.
And
Yeah.
now you're into a 3rd movie and there's nothing kind of
Something. I wasn't expecting
added
the
to
whole thing.
this
Yeah.
franchise. It felt like okay, it's just another another place where these aliens attacked and we've
Yeah.
learned nothing new and there's
Same
really
thing as
and there's really nothing new here.
Exactly.
It's
And I
just-
wasn't expecting the name of the galaxy they were from.
Yeah, just
and
something
the type
to
of
kind of
ship
add.
they used. Just a little something, a little hint of like, oh fuck, look at that. These are the fucking army to kill all life, and there's a higher being that sent them down. Maybe like the last scene of a higher species looking down at Earth, like, oh, phase 1 is almost over, Captain. Yes, now it's our turn
Fucking
to attack.
Thanos in the side and shit.
Why does everything have to be with Thanos?
Well, because he was literally describing the post-credit scene of Avengers.
That would've made perfect
You're
sense.
literally describing that right
Is
now.
that what happened? In
Yes,
Avengers?
they're overlooking
fuck.
planet Earth.
That's right. They're overlooking.
And he
All
just smiles
maybe
into the
not,
camera.
Maybe not that fucking spoon-fed,
Arturo,
but something.
What is
So
the
our
overall
total
grade?
average grade between Ubla and Sam's B minuses and my A minus is a B.
All right.
Okay
Solid
with that. Hey.
Morons Mince Movies gives A Quiet Place Day 1 a B.
Silent B.
Thank you for listening to our nearly 1 hour long review.
Yes.
Supposed to be half an hour.
It was supposed to be half an hour. God damn it.
Yep.
We
I
really
blame you,
suck
Sam.
at this. Anyways, please like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do that. Do that.
and all the good things that you do.
How did you guys feel about this movie?
Yes.
Did it answer your questions? Did it leave you with more questions than answers? Would you like to see Day 0? Let us know in the comments.
Or day 1000? I don't know. Whatever the hell.
Ooh.
Whatever day is next.
So many possibilities.
Yeah, and
As always, have a dark night.
Have a dog night.